The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
It is time to overreact here on a Monday, everyone. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos, my friends. Tostitos team bags are back. Oof.
Look at them chips.
Yes, thank you, Danny McCray.
Yeah.
We appreciate brother Danny McCray for going out and getting this done. And Chris Bean, thank you, gentlemen.
Listen, we need some positive.
But he held off. He had them on Friday, but wouldn't even present them until today.
Okay, but I'm gonna take care of Danny.
I'm just
letting you know.
That's brethren right there.
The
brethren.
It will be repaid.
Okay.
Just it'll be repaid for brother McCray. Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church.
Yes,
I'm Newy
sir.
Scruggs. Players Lounge here. Well, one person was right about this game. That would be one Barry Church.
It happens, you know.
Don't let it rub it.
Church had a 27-20 Tampa Bay victory.
I had it.
Heck had it 20-7 Cowboys. D-Mac had it 24-21 Cowboys, and I had it 30-28. No, I had it 23-21 Cowboys winning. So did not happen.
I thought you was on with Tampa with me. You weren't on.
I changed. I changed.
Right.
Nah, man, I changed. When I put it in, I just can't get food again.
You had that juice.
You got
had
to worry
that
about
juice,
They
man.
won't be getting picked as a winner again by me this season.
You talking about the boys?
Yeah, I just
It's
rather
over
go to the
with.
other side.
It's over with.
I would go to the other side.
Let's just jump right into it.
Go ahead.
Dak Prescott is going to miss 6 to 8 weeks with a broken thumb. So, on his throwing hand, he's going to have surgery.
Hate to see it.
Ian Rappaport says surgery is today. We are waiting Mike McCarthy to talk to us at 3 p.m. here at the Star, where we are doing this Players Lounge podcast from. So, I always kind of like to – this is the essence of podcasts. What was and what will be. So going forward, I'm going to start with you, Heckma Harris.
Oh, man. Why? Come on, man.
Okay,
Put him on the spot.
Okay, we'll go
Score.
We'll go to Danny McCray. Then we'll work it around the room.
All right.
What will be now that Dak Prescott is going to be out 6 to 8 weeks?
Man, let me tell you something. You can count this as of today. How I'm feeling on Overreaction Monday. We looking at third or fourth in the division. You giving us third? Yeah, but this is why I put us at the bottom. Not because of the talent that they say we don't have, not because of anything outside of have not figured out how to play to the strengths of our team. We have not figured it out. I believe that even with a backup quarterback in the game, Cooper Rush, Will Greer, whoever it is, will come out, throw the ball 30 times. And that is why we will continue to lose, because we saw it last night. We can't figure out that the run game is our key to success. That is the way we will win. But you know who did? Tampa.
Oh, playoff Lenny, huh?
Yeah. And he heard you because he said, I ain't letting for that. Came out there looking like you know what?
He ran over everybody.
You got it.
Look, here's the thing. And I want to deal in reality of this whole overreaction. Don't do that. Don't do
You seen it coming.
I want to deal.
Proceed.
Yeah, I want to deal in the reality of this overreaction, and it's warranted. It's warranted, especially when, like you just said, Kellen Moore went completely away from the run, and that was a mistake. You saw Zeke. 10 carries, 52 yards, and it was apparent that his burst was there, and if they continued to zone run or veer, whatever they were doing to get him out in space, he was taking one step and getting up the field. But we went away from that.
Yep.
And there was never at a point in that first half that I felt like if we get a drive going, if we could get down close, if we could get a score, this may be something to get this offense rejuvenated. That never happened. It never happened. I thought that Dak was under pressure. I thought that the offensive line, obviously we knew coming in that there were going to be some fault, especially at left tackle. And I thought the left tackle, he held up decent, but there were just those situations where Dak was getting mustard on him. They were coming out there, and he really didn't have any time. But I think all of the things that we had talked about coming into this season that came to revisit us, man, like, the ghost from Christmas past. We knew that the wide receivers were going to be a problem. They couldn't get any separation. We knew that they would be trying to go to the tight ends underneath. Obviously, Todd Bowles knew that as well, and he schemed for it to take all of that away. And this is just one of those games where you run into it, you look rusty, you look bad. But, D-Mac, I'm on the other side of this, man. I feel like in 4 weeks, there's going to be a new season. And most NFL teams that lost are not as bad as you think they are, and the ones that won, they're not as good as you thought they are. So there's a rust aspect to this as well. But I don't trust in Kellen Moore coming up with a game plan where we're going to stick to.
So we do agree.
No, we do.
Okay.
I'm just not saying, are we finished or are we done? I'm just not trying to be.
No, I'm saying, but mine is not because of us not being a good team. It's because of what you're about to say, which is
absolutely
my man Kellen.
Yeah, Kellen.
Nah, man, the season's over. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put it out there like that. The season's done. Even before Dak Prescott hurt his thumb, this offense wasn't going nowhere. I mean, like you said, the run game, it was good. 10 for 52, 5.2 average with Zeke. But like we always said from the beginning of all of this, the man is not going to stick with the run. He's playing Madden out there. At one point, just real quick, were we out of this game where we had to just depend on the pass game? No. At one point, there was no point for us to just strictly depend on the pass game. Yet, again, here we go. Back to playing Madden. Back to throwing the ball all over the yard. Dak Prescott was inconsistent, and I think that had a lot to do with the rust, no preseason games, whatever the case may be. Before he hurt the thumb, he was inconsistent out there. And what hurt him as well, because I thought the offensive line played decent. I think, there was some holdings here and there was some pressure here and there, but I thought they played decent. But to me, that receiving core, there was no separation. Every single pass out there was contested. And if it wasn't contested, it had to be a hell of a catch by the Dallas Cowboys. So to me, how are we going to move forward? How is this offense going to be productive in the passing game? How? What's going to stop teams from just stacking the box, putting 8 players in there defensively, and saying we want to see what y'all can do on the outside? Because like I said earlier or last week, what person outside of CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz can consistently beat man-to-man coverage? And not one of those guys stepped up out there and was able to beat man-to-man coverage. Not one single person. Now, in the second half, when they were starting to play prevent defense, you started to see Schultz get open a little bit, but the game was over by that time. What can this offense do? But I mean, it's to me, it's a wrap.
Hey, listen.
To me, it's a wrap.
Let me tell you this, okay? I know we always talk about people loading the box and forcing us to throw the ball. Until we make them do that, then we won't know. All right? Like, it's no team coming in here saying, all right, we actually are going to load the box, because if we do, then the receiver's going to have to beat us. They're like, nah, we could play 7. We could walk down, look like we're going to play 8 in the box and then back out, because we know they're not going to run it. Right? You have to force these people to play man-to-man by leaning on the run, making them bring that extra defender down in the box. But if you don't do that, there is no one-on-ones. Like, you as a defensive coordinator, and since we play, we've been in there with guys, and they say, hey, man, you can't stop everything. Why is it that if somebody can stop everything when they playing the Cowboys, but we know when they playing somebody else, is like, hey, we got to take away one thing and make them one-dimensional. It's like they take away everything from us.
Yep, the run, the pass, it's just to be on the outside – we just didn't look dynamic at all. I mean, and maybe I'm seeing things, but you looking at Noah Brown out there, you looking at Turpin, I mean, you looking at Dennis Houston. No one out there was getting separation. The defenders were in the hip pocket at every single moment of that game. And like you said, until we consistently run and prove that we can run the football against teams, they're going to have safeties over there just roaming around, sitting in zones. And you saw Winfield out there. The man was making plays left and right. He was roaming around like Ed Reed. I mean, to me, it's and I don't see Cooper Rush being able to do more with that offense than Dak Prescott was able to do. I just don't see it.
So, gentlemen, for those of us all of us picked the Cowboys to make the playoffs. 2 of us picked the Cowboys to win the NFC East. Here on Monday, raise your hand if you still got to win the division. Raise your hand if you still got to make the playoffs. Okay. Let's dive into another topic here. And this is one, and I think all of us, when we look at social media, there's certain things that we read or we hear and just kind of make it say, eh. For me, what made me just really kind of lose it was last night doing the TV broadcast. I see people that go down and trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Like,
What?
huh?
I ain't gonna do
Jimmy
it.
Garoppolo. I'm sorry. Did anybody read what Martellus or see the podcast Martellus Bennett put out there? Called Jimmy the B word, and then Julian Edelman was like seconded it online.
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo can't block for himself. He can't get no separation. He can't call no run plays. Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to help you or save you. I heard Dan Orlovsky come up with his crazy take. Then you go trade for Baltimore's Tyler Huntley. Then the dude who runs the Senior Bowl said that the Cowboys need to call Philadelphia and trade for Gardner Minshew.
What pieces do we have to trade?
Well, you got draft picks.
No, man.
We need them.
Yeah,
We know why we need them.
Now, we called the Players Lounge because you two guys played in the National Football League. And heck, you played big-time college football at K-State, then you went and played North Texas. So you guys understand what it is to play high-level football. You just don't walk in off the street and all of a sudden, oh, here I am, guys. I mean, like to read social media and to even hear media people act like Jimmy G just gonna walk in here, Gardner Minshew coming in here make a trade today, be here on Tuesday, go walk out here against the Bengals on Sunday, know what to do and go get it done and save the season. When you look and see all the plethora of issues that this team is dealing with right now, that just chaps me because this is not the NBA where you can go make a trade. A dude shows up like when Clyde Drexler came to the Houston Rockets. Next thing you know, jumped on there, got it down, and boom, they won a championship. This ain't that.
No.
This is not that. These offenses are complicated. What did we hear Will Greer tell us last year when he came to the Cowboys and they picked him up after the season? It was a challenge to get the playbook down. So, and this is just me talking. I don't make a trade for Jimmy G or Gardner Minshew or Tyler Huntley or anybody else. So
that's a knee-jerk reaction that you're talking about. And I think most casual fans will have that, or someone that really does not tuned in to the NFL. And there's always this thought process that you can plug and play guys. And y'all know that's not, like you just alluded to, that's not true. Defensively, if there's any, look, light at the end of the tunnel, a train coming our way. It is, our defense look pretty good.
Give you a chance to win for sure.
Yeah, and I think you can go back to this game and say it took Tom Brady only scored 19 points against you to get that victory. They didn't run away with it. You got sacks at critical times. Then you created a turnover. Dan Quinn tricked him on that play with Wilson over the center, then back down, got the interception. I'm surprised though, Church, that guys like y'all, man, played the game. It's just like, oh, it's over, done. Pack it up, let's go. For me, the challenge is you knew what you had before you got to this point. You knew that you had offensive line problems before you got here. You knew what your receiving core was before you got here. And, man, it just reminds me of how my mom was when we was going to the grocery store. Don't look at nothing, don't touch nothing, and last but not least, don't ask for nothing. And that's what it's been in the offseason every year. We have not gotten any of the players that you thought that we could get that would make this team better. And I'm sick of turning on my TV every Sunday and seeing the guys that were free agents out there balling. Because what would a Von Miller mean to us right now?
Big time.
What?
4 words I kept hearing at training camp. We like our guys. When we ask about the receiver, we like our guys. Well, what are you gonna do when Tyree go out? We like our guys. I mean, we heard it time and time again. Okay.
Listen. Okay.
Okay.
How about this? Okay. Ideal world, all right? If we played that game last night how we all thought it should have been played, run the ball, get in third and shorts, figure out who you can get open, Dennis Houston, Schultz, CeeDee Lamb, right? Figure out how you can get that done. I believe it's a totally different game. I believe that we're talking totally different about the receiving core because you're not asking guys to be Michael Gallup running down their 50 yards and making these insane, crazy catches. You're asking to be like a Cole Beasley type guy. Hey, man, can you get open on 3rd and 3? Can you run a 5-yard out? Can you run a jerk route? Those are the type of routes that we need when we have this type of receiving core.
Not a double reverse.
Yeah, oh, man. Oh man! Don't get me started with that. With this trying to get Tony Pollard involved and splitting carries with. Can you listen? Can you run the ball and can you play defense? I believe that we can do both. If we do that, that gives us a chance to be competitive in the division. But we will not run the ball, and you're going to force us to play that type of defense for the entire game. Yeah. What are we?
Look, to me, it comes down to this. Defensively, I think we're straight. We're straight defensively. You got Parsons out there, and if you got him out there defensively, you got a chance to pretty much lock up anybody out there. So defensively, I'm not worried about Dan Quinn and them boys. They're gonna be all right. Offensively, though, we have no identity. We have no identity offensively, and I think we're using these players and it's just mind blowing to me. If you know you're back there to pass, why is Tony Pollard back there blocking for you? Why is this happening?
It's his series to be in the game.
Exactly. Like, you understand. All right, we're going to go down the field. We got to be quick. We got to throw the ball. Why do you have that man over there trying to block Levante David?
Devin White ragdolls Dak, man, in the middle of the field. And that's what people have been begging for this. And this is an example of, hey, man, this guy may not be exactly what you think. And I don't need you to prove it to me. Look, put the right guys, the right personnel on the field that can get it done. But, man, Church, you said it, though, man, about AB versus Mike Evans.
I tried to tell the people.
And if you can sit here and armchair this whole thing, I'm like, God, doggy.
I tried to tell the people, man.
Y'all ain't gonna do my man AB like that. They just went out there. We just talked about how they only gave up 19 points. All right, so it's not like dudes was out there getting killed.
The chess game that Tom Brady played was masterful. Just sometimes if you watch it, and I've learned this, if you're watching the game from television, you don't get to see the whole field. Tom Brady was taking what their defense was giving him, and then there's situations where he was just making completions. That one down to Julio Jones at the end of the second. I mean, that was all Tom Brady.
Byron Leftwich went out there with his O-line that had issues.
Yeah.
And he figured out how to utilize and put his team in the best position with a quarterback who took 11 days off from training camp. I mean, he wasn't great. I mean, you look at Tom's numbers, 18 of 27, 212 yards for a quarterback rating of 87.3, but they did enough. They ran the ball 33 times for 152 yards and controlled that clock for 32 minutes and 42 seconds. We talked about this Wednesday and Thursday. Don't have this defense on the field for 30 minutes, and it was a problem. Hey, let's get our first break. Other injuries besides Dak Prescott in this football game, and we're talking about some injuries that have me concerned here. Let's dive into it with Barry Church, Heckma Harris, and Danny McCray. I'm New Scruggs. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, September 17th to experience Rally Day presented by SeatGeek. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium, ticket giveaways, games, inflatables, and more. Visit attstadium.com/rallydays for tickets and information. You're checking out the Players Lounge with Barry Church, Heckma Harrison, and Danny McCray. Church and McCray played for the Cowboys, undrafted free agents, made the team on special teams.
Balled out.
So they bring their unique insights here.
42 and big 40.
Yes, indeed.
Heckma is now in week 2 of being here.
Hey, man, am I in yet?
Hey,
yeah.
Am I in yet, though?
You in now.
You know what I'm saying? Am I in yet,
You was
though?
in day 1.
No, don't give me that. No.
After the man called your juice out here, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
We all get hazed.
Golly. All right, I'm an official player there.
We all get
Let's do it.
hazed on this show. Nah, man, you here, man. You gonna be here. Hey, look, those Tostitos team bags are back. You can get the official chip of the Dallas Cowboys at your local store. Available for a limited time. Check out your bag. You want it? Go to Tostitos.com. They've got recipes including ribeye nachos.
Oh, what?
They look fire,
Look
too.
on the back right there.
Ribeye nachos.
Ribeye nachos.
Yeah, they look
all right?
fire.
Yeah.
Inspired by
Two little
Dallas
photo
Cowboys
there.
fandom right there. So
Oh, you don't eat the meat.
Nah,
Okay.
man.
He can't get nothing but the avocado off there.
Go ahead and get a taste of it.
Hold on, man. Nah, wait a minute, D-Mac. What's the matter with you, dog? Jeez. Take it easy. What's happening out here in these Tostitos streets? Golly.
Cowboys fall to 0-1. They don't score a single touchdown in the game. They start off with a field goal, then proceed to go 0-10 the rest of the way on drives. Some injuries in this one we got to talk about. Mike McCarthy, we'll talk at the top of the hour here, but we saw Connor McGovern, their starting left guard, leave in the first quarter. Talking about high ankle sprain for him. He left the locker room in a walking boot. So, talk about basically a month for him. J-Ron Kearse, one of the heartbeats of the defense. J-Ron Kearse left on crutches. Gentlemen.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Here, it's on to Cincinnati, but with who?
Exactly. And Cincinnati didn't look great yesterday, but I got a feeling they're going to come out hot, come out mad.
So,
what we going to do?
No, I mean, come on now. You watched the game, so I saw Cincinnati too, and that they looked like garbage there for a quick minute.
Not their defense.
Not their defense, but their offense. We talk about offensive struggles. I mean, we got to reciprocate and come on with. They struggle too. The turnovers.
Garbage out there.
No, they didn't look garbage. They're gonna have T. Higgins back. Jamar Chase looked like Jamar Chase while he was out there. Joe
Leo
Mixon,
Collins.
Joe Mixon
I know this your brethren, but Leo Collins, man, was. Like, he was in the blender yesterday.
We know who he was playing against. All right, T.J. Watt was out there, and he was on path to his second. Yes,
and we took Taco.
Yeah.
But
anyway, so he wasn't playing against nobody. But yes, their offensive line did struggle. But we know Cincinnati offensive line was struggling.
Think about it. As bad as they played, they basically went out there and won that football game. Now, one of the things, because this is the sickness of fantasy football. I found myself watching this game.
It was a good game, bro.
It was. It was a whole lot. But Chase ended up catching a touchdown that they ruled he was out of bounds. And it's like, can you throw the flag in? Because he was in. And then, they score at the end. And for some reason, on the PAT, my man blocking decided to go for the dude outside. And inside runs Micah Fitzpatrick. Blocks it, boom, it's over.
Mistakes were made.
Next thing you know, you go to overtime, and then Boswell missed the kick in overtime. Then my man from Cincinnati, McPherson, missed the kick, and then ultimately the Steelers won.
Don't forget, they another coaching error by them is they are playing for the tie at the end of the game. Punt the ball too early, give Pittsburgh enough time to come down and kick the field goal.
I'm not a fan of Cincinnati coach. I think he's. Anyway, that's just my thing.
He can come call our play.
But bottom line,
out of pocket.
I look at Cincinnati as a team that doesn't want to fall to 0-2. No. They're going to come here desperate for a win. The Cowboys are going to come in here desperate for a win. But Cincinnati has an identity of what they want to do. I'm sorry, guys. I look at this 18 carries for 71 yards, and I'm worried.
As you should be.
And the injuries. Okay. Guys.
It's a slippery slope right now.
No J-Ron Kearse.
He was your green dot. He was your quarterback of the defense.
The receiving core going to be better this week. Just say it.
Speaking of receiving, are we sure CD's a number one? Are we positive on this?
Well, he chips good.
Ain't nobody was that.
Listen, I said this before. I said, hey man, don't fall into that Juju Smith-Schuster trap. All right, because it was the same conversation they was having when Antonio Brown left Pittsburgh. Hey man, he's ready to be the guy. All right, it's different when you are the only guy there and you getting all the attention. We saw the lights be a little bright for my man CD last night. I still think he has the talent to be a number one, but you got to scheme the guy to get open.
But he got a commercial.
No, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is a number one receiver.
Chipotle, the 88 Club, Chipotle.
Oh, yeah, Chipotle is in there too.
Justin Jefferson is a number one receiver. How many times did you see Justin Jefferson wide open yesterday playing against the Green Bay Packers? At least 6.
A lot of that scheme, though.
For him, though,
he was routing them boys up, too.
They were scheming over routes, rub routes, 20, 52 yards. You can find a way to get guys
But then you got to look at his supporting cast, too. And our supporting cast with CD, I mean, I don't think there was one Tampa Bay Buccaneer that was worried about Simi Fehoko on any route out there yesterday, period. Dennis Houston, for all of his promise, I don't think anybody was worried about Dennis Houston at any point in time. And that, to me, I think is going to make the difference. I hope that Michael Gallup can come back and be healthy. I'm not counting on it, but I think CD, he definitely needs some help out there in the form of, and I also think that they need to put him at the slot. I think he's more effective in the slot than on the outside, and it was just apparent. I don't want to say the moment was too big, but you saw that Todd Bowles was not going to let him beat him. One throw. Exactly. That was like he had 5 guys around him on one of those throws, and that was just the fact that they were scheming up and saying 88 is all they have.
That's it.
But as you're playing defense,
but you knew that,
all right,
though.
You're not going to play. Listen, Todd Bowles didn't play man-to-man the whole time.
No,
all right.
No.
There are still times where if somebody's playing cover 3, there are places where you can get a guy open based off whatever the route scheme is. But if somebody's playing cover 2, you can run a route to get a guy open and cover 2. Those are the times when you got to get them some easy catches. Get them some easy catches, let them get rolling, and then see what'll happen.
I'm just saying, outside of the play, did you see his body language out there too?
Yeah. I mean, after he dropped that ball, it was
everything was just oh my goodness.
It was like he made the noise and everything.
But am I lying though?
No, he didn't.
Am I lying? Everything was just like I can't
stop BC.
I can't do it. Like there's more than just being the bona fide playmaker at number 1. You got to be a leader out there as well. And if your guys underneath you are looking at you and seeing that every single time you don't get a catch, you're frustrated, head down, we can't do nothing out here. That's a snowball effect, and it's going to affect the rest of your players as well.
As y'all know, man, you can't just talk it. I mean, you could say, I want to be like this guy or like this guy. And you have to back it up. You really have to go out there and be bona fide. And to me, sometimes CD looks a little light. I know he's gained some weight. But when I look at other guys, when you talk about Jefferson is not a slight guy. Jamar Chase, a thicker build guy. You can't bump him off his routes the same. Sometimes I think that CD, he just needs to get stronger. I don't know. There's just something that, from my evaluation from seeing him, I just think he doesn't look like he is as strong as some of the top tier NFL receivers.
Get the ball in his hands early. Find a way to get the ball. Bubble screen, I don't care what. Jet sweep. I seen Julio Jones come around. Everybody talking about Julio Jones running around here at the end of his career. Man, running jet sweeps, getting first downs on us.
Right.
Ain't no way you cannot tell me that my man CD Lamb can't get. All right, he ain't catching the ball. How else can we get the ball in his hand? How you think Debo end up getting the ball so many times? They're like, hey man, we're gonna find a way to get this dude the ball. We're gonna find a way to do it because he's our guy. That should be Zeke. That should be CD Lamb. We ain't finding a way to get it to either one of them.
And it comes down to, is he that guy though?
Man,
that's the thing.
Like, with the ball in his hands, I still believe he's that guy.
He can be that guy. Okay.
There'll be questions for Kellen Moore today at 4:00 when the coordinators meet the media. So Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, and Bones Fossil will get an opportunity to chat with the media today. Yeah, man.
Double reverse.
Maher hit a kick.
He did.
There we go. A little positive in there.
Can we talk about Zeke one more time? I just want to get this off my chest, okay? Because I've been saying this for 2 years. 2 years I've been saying this. You run the ball with Zeke at the beginning of the game, not because you want him to break a 60 or 70-yard run, because you want to get the body blows to the other squad. As a defender, when Tony Pollard runs out there, my mindset is, all right, I can loosen my chin strap up a little bit, all right? Because the only thing I got to try to really defend is probably getting shook. When Zeke is out there, it's tight because I know I need to bring everything that I got. So anytime you take him out the game, you're letting the physicality, the responsibility of the defense to have to be physical, you taking that away from them.
Yeah.
And you know that you don't have to worry about pass protection.
Yeah. Oh, man, linebackers and defensive lines are licking their chops when Ezekiel Elliott go to the sideline.
So who does this fall on?
Kellen Moore.
Because like you said, Jerry Jones, he spoke about on his radio show, we need to run the ball. We need to get the football in 21's hands. You talk about everybody else. We need to run the football. Where's the disconnect here?
Kellen and Mike, somebody got to take responsibility for this.
The entire third quarter, I was looking over there saying, is he hurt? Yeah, I'm looking at the sideline. What's going on with 21? And Pollard was taking a majority of those snaps. But you're right. I mean, Mac, this is it. If I feel that way, that defense feels that way as well. That the physicality is off of the field, and the one guy that is the bell cow that really sets the tone for all of that. That first half, it was like, man, look at this. Everything we talked about. Look at these guys teeing off on Tampa. Look at them driving these guys driving them off the ball, picking up those positive yards. And as soon as we start to pick up those positive yards, we come up with a gadget play. We do something super. We do a wildcat. We do a little pitch play. It's just, those things are not going to get you the victories. Those things are damn sure not going to earn you the respect of the defense. And not at one point in that game did we have Tampa on their heels, even though they were down. I mean, it was like, hey, they had 12 points. We had 3, and there was no way we was going to get back in that game. It just wasn't going to happen. We didn't see a way. I know I didn't.
You felt like the whole time, man, Tampa Bay is one play away from busting this game wide open. I mean, we played hellacious red zone defense. Shout out to Parsons for getting after Tom Brady those couple times. But, I mean, this game is 1 or 2 plays away from being – it could have been 21-3 at halftime.
And we never got into the red zone.
We giving the ball right back. You do all. You know how deflating that is for a defense. You go out there, get you a turnover, get you a stop in the red zone. They come out and give it right back to them. You remember this? All the fans listening, everybody. It will behoove you to understand this. All right, there is no Tony Pollard production without Ezekiel Elliott, but there is Ezekiel Elliott production without Tony Pollard. All right, so all that tandem, and we need to put Tony. None of that stuff worked unless Ezekiel Elliott is running through guys, making sure that they feel that punishment in the first quarter. Without that, it ain't coming. It ain't coming.
Let's hit a break. When we come back, an area that was supposed to be an area of emphasis was not. Same old stuff. Same old from head coach Mike McCarthy. Barry Church, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Newey Scruggs, Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos. Thanks for bringing them in the building there. By the way, your Cowboys team bag. It is out. Yes, sir. Get the crunch on. Get the crunch on. We will continue right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score September 2019.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, Did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Join former NFL players at the first game day mini camp presented by Invisalign. Drop the kids off at Ford Center on October 2nd from 11:30 to 3:30 while you watch the Dallas Cowboys and Washington Commanders game from your favorite restaurant in the Star District. To register your football camp for the football camp, visit DallasCowboys.com/academy. Danny McCray, is that you?
That sure is. Yeah, man, bring them on up in there. We're going to get them right. We're going to get them right. Mini camp. You know, so we're going to teach them how to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Teach them how to power, counter. We'll teach them all that, all right? So one day when they get out there on the Cowboys field, they'll know how to run that thing like Zeke.
Can I testify on this, man? My son went to a camp and made all the difference. Came back a different player. Because I handed him over to D-Mac for a couple weeks. I got a dog on my hands. So
there you go.
I'm just that's a personal testimony. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, bring them on out, man. We get them right. It's mini camp, but then you might bring them to another one. We get them right.
Cowboys can't get right when it comes to penalties, fellas. 10 penalties in the game, man. Come on, we got to talk about it, man. 10 penalties in the game.
You got me not even raising my hand for my team, man.
73 yards.
That's because he's the guy who came in here last week. I don't understand why they on Big Mike like that, man. They just give him a hard time.
You don't coach penalties. As you know, you don't coach penalties. And one of my things is with penalties anyway, guys, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you right now. If I have a defensive guy that's hitting late and all that's discipline issues for real. Y'all know that. But the majority of penalties that are going to be caught are going to be caught on the offensive line. And if you have an offensive lineman that has his hands full, as Terrence Steele did yesterday, I would hope that he would grab on, because if not, that would have been deadly as well.
Let me tell you something. That tells you about your player choice and your coaching that you got going on. There's guys out there who are having a hard time with some really good players.
And it don't get easier.
No. And they figure out a way to get their hands in position and make sure they're doing the right thing. But at the end of the day, because you don't call offensive plays and you don't call defensive plays on special teams, your job is to figure out a way to minimize the penalties. You got 10 more hit.
So you got 10 more left?
You got 10 more penalties to add on to the thing that you said that we took care of in the offseason.
Right.
So you can say Mike McCarthy doesn't coach penalties, but he said he was going to fix it, and there was going to be area emphasis. Game one, not fixed. So I went into the third quarter. I've got the breakdown here. In the second half, here's your opportunity to go in, clean up whatever you need to. Cowboys get the ball after forcing Tampa Bay to punt. So third quarter, first drive. 1st and 10 at the 20. Zeke, 6-yard run. 2nd and 4. Zeke, 7-yard run. 1st and 10 at the 33. Dak, shotgun pass to Tony Pollard, 4 yards. Penalty on Tyler Biadasz, ineligible downfield. So now it's a 1st and 15. They give it to Zeke. 1st and 15 for the 28, 5 yards. Then it's a pass to Tony Pollard for 4 yards. And it's a pass. No, Dak got sacked -7 yards on 3rd and 6, and then they got to go punt. Tampa Bay gets the ball, go down the field. They end up with the only touchdown in the game. That makes it a 19-3 game. Next Cowboy possession.
Come on.
1st and 10 from the 25, pass. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 25, sacked, -6 yards. 3rd and 16 from the 19-yard line, incomplete pass deep to Dennis Houston, penalty on Tampa Bay. So, no, it says defensive, it's a penalty on Tampa Bay. Yeah, A. Nelson, defensive offsides, but also, so it said, so no play. So 3rd and 11, so instead of 3rd and 16 on Tampa, 5-yard penalties, 3rd and 11 from the 24, shotgun pass to Dalton Schultz, 14 yards, 1st and 10 from the 38. Dak Prescott to Dalton Schultz, 5 yards. 2nd and 5 from the Dallas 43. Penalty. False start. Terrence Steele. Now 2nd and 10. Dallas 38. Shotgun pass to C.D. Lamb for 13 yards. Now it's 1st and 10. Tampa Bay 25. Penalty. False start. Terrence Steele. Now it's 1st and 15, the 46. Tony Pollard up the middle for 9 yards. Here it is, 2nd and 6 from the Tampa Bay 45. Penalty. Holding. Terrence Steele. He had 3 on the play.
Damn, T. Steele.
I bet they was all passing plays, too, though. You know your man got his hands full.
Hands full.
You out
He
there with Tony Pollard in the game. He know he got to get ready for a pass
Well, that was 2 false starts. It was 2 pre-snap penalties on Steele. Then he had to hold.
Because he know he finna pass. He got to get out. He got to get into his kick step. Run the ball. You down by 2 scores at this point. 2 2-point conversions as well, but 2 scores.
On this play, though, it was a run. They got caught holding. So this was a run.
on the pre-snap.
Pre-snap?
Pre-snap plays.
Okay.
It's like my guy Kellen just gets. He's like, man, they scored. Oh,
yeah.
We got to abandon everything. It's time to pass the ball.
Then it's
down 2 scores,
so
bro.
now 2nd and 16. Shotgun pass to Schultz for 13 yards. 3rd and 3 from Tampa Bay 42. Tony Pollard 1 yard run.
Man, don't get it.
It's 4th and 2.
Don't do that.
They went for it. Dak Prescott incomplete to Dennis Houston. So
on 4th and 2?
Yeah, from the Tampa Bay 41. So, I mean, basically the second half, they had penalties on 3 of their 4 drives. And the one drive they didn't have a penalty on, it was, the drive started 1st and 10, the Dallas 48.
Yeah.
Zeke Elliott pushed out of bounds for 2 yards on a run. Then the 2nd and 6 from the 50, shotgun pass incomplete to Dennis Houston. Then the 3rd and 8 from the 50, shotgun pass incomplete to Noah Brown. That's what Dak just totally missed him. Had him right there. Then they had to go ahead and punt. So, I mean, just kind of you start looking at the play-by-play here, and it's very frustrating. And you just see how penalties just didn't help the team. And then Terrence Steele afterwards said, outside of that drive, he thought he had a nice game.
Man, stop it.
Man. Yeah, okay. How many? Does it say that how many negative runs we had? I'm not letting this go. All right, dude. I need to know what you're seeing that is making you say, "Hey, man, we can't run the ball on this team." Like you getting stuff, you getting -2, -3. I'm just hearing positives.
Yeah.
The positives 5, 6, 7, 6.
Now I'll say this: what can get you is, and I've got the breakdown here in the first half. So what happens when you start with the penalties here? All right, so they go down, first drive, they get 3 points, and then Tampa answers. So Cowboys get the ball at the 25-yard line to start the drive. 7-yard run for Zeke. So now 2nd and 3 from the 32. Got a penalty. False start by Terrence Steele.
Don't tell me. Terrence Steele.
His hands ain't that full, heck.
Now it's 2nd and 8 for the 27.
He jumping, man. He know what's coming, man.
Now that's a good passing situation, though. 2nd and 3? Yeah. You pass it then.
2nd and 8, Dak Prescott, incomplete to CD Lamb. 3rd and 8 in the shotgun. Dak, incomplete pass to Dalton Schultz, so then they had to punt.
Did Zeke get a screen last night?
I don't think
Zeke
so.
didn't win one screen last night, did he?
I think he did on the one where Dak, the one after he hurt his hand, he threw a screen pass to him, if I can remember correctly. That was the one screen. It didn't go for nothing, though.
Man, Zeke focal point. Jerry Jones, Zeke focal point. I remember that. We need to run the ball. But these are lines that this is what Jerry said, all right? He said these things. Zeke needs to be a focal point of the offense. We need to run the ball more. We need to fix the penalties. We 0 for 3. 0 for 3.
Basically, you start, just looking at all the drives. There were 2, basically, just out of the 11 drives, there was only 2 of them. They have a penalty on them, offensive penalty on them. I mean, you got a pass interference on CD Lamb on one of them, and then another drive after that, you got another false start, and this one's by Tyler Smith. I mean, so we can say they don't coach penalties, Tech, but these players are not. You're shooting yourselves in the foot. I mean, I'm sorry. The pre-snap penalties against Tampa Bay, you can't do that. They're too good. It's almost like in baseball, giving a team another out. Give a team another out, you're asking to get beat. You're asking for them to score runs on you. And I don't know if that factored into Kellen Moore saying, okay, I don't want to run because now, 5 yards back.
Don't do it.
No, I'm just saying, because I'd like to know the mentality of why he gets away from this run. He talks at 4 o'clock
He does it too quickly.
Right.
Yes. Abandon, jump ship. Let's go right now
abort.
on the running game. And I'm not being an apologist about the penalties. I think they're boneheaded. They kill your drives. I know what the coaches are going to say about it. We don't coach penalties. That's how. I mean, I'm half mocking it in a sense, but. The things that kill drives, the things that just completely deflate this offense, you would like to think that you would have a leader, somebody that could rally the troops in situations like that. We talked about it previously about Dak needing to be that player to elevate everybody's game. Well, when his game is in the tank, who is the next guy that can elevate everybody's game? And look, I am a Dak apologist. I love Dak. I'm going to talk because I think Dak is a baller. But yesterday, man, that was the worst game I'd ever seen him play.
It is.
I mean, really, it was a bad outing for Dak.
We've got to get out of here, but there's something we can get into for the next show. And you guys have heard it at different levels. Is Dak a guy who has to have, Pro Bowl talent around him to be good? Is he good enough to elevate other players? That has been a discussion that many people have had about Dak Prescott and asking, is he a franchise quarterback? Let's dive into that the next time we speak, which will be tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central on the Players Lounge. Head coach Mike McCarthy coming up at 3 o'clock today to discuss Dak Prescott, how long he'll be out. Did he actually have the surgery today like it's being reported by several outlets? So, Danny McCray, Hackma Harrison, Barry Church. I'm Newey Scruggs. Hey, you see the bags of Tostitos here? Remember, Cowboys team Tostitos bags are back at the official Chip Cowboys at your local store, available for a limited time. I appreciate you, Church and Heckma and Danny for holding out and waiting on me to get on back to serve it up, all right?
Appreciate you, man.
It's the players. Was that the outro right there?
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!